C3 sites in the Crimson Harvest are extremely lucrative, and you can make some very serious isk doing it. And we've got the T3 Destroyer fits for you to be able to complete and get it done. So if you want the best Eve guides, it came to the right place. Ladies and gentlemen, Loru here, digital advertiser, content creator, and wormhole, yes, enjoyer for the better part of 10 years now. And you're seeing correct things. Your eyes do not deceive you. Yes, this is a guide on how to do C3 Class 3 Crimson Harvest stuff with the Jackdaws. But you're going to be able to take this into wormholes to do bigger, badder things. You're going to be able to have more combat stuff for this. We are going to have a fit for each and every one of the T4 Destroyers. The link will be in the description for you. It's always free. Everything's always free. Thank you kindly. Okay. And you're going to be able to do not just the Class 3 stuff with this, because let's talk about some ideation with these fits as I multitask the various things. When you are doing the Crimson Harvest Class 3s in a T3 Destroyer, the problem with these is that you're not going to be able to do Class 2s. You're going to see, if we go to the Crimson Harvest list here, there's a bunch of Class 2s here. And look, the current ship does not fit these requirements. That's because the Class 2s only bring what you see here. So you cannot take a T3 Destroyer into this. This means, and we're going to have a guide on this, that Navy and Pirate Destroyers are probably going to be the best possible thing for you as I jump through this wormhole in these sites. We'll have a guide on taking the Mecha Bull into doing these various things and the other Navy Destroyers into this. So you can do that as well. So this is going to be great stuff. So I'm not cycling for the stream. That's fine. You're he's riding a bike while he's here, chat. Amazing. Great stuff. Let's warp to our home wormhole and keep trying this. So that's your first note is, what does that mean when you go into a wormhole space with this? There are Class 3 sites for the Crimson Harvest in low-sec, null-sec, wormhole space, and Pochvin. Dangerous areas of space. You need content opportunities. That's it. So I recommend you take your Jackdaw and your T3 Destroyers into wormhole space, because you then can do other PvE and PvP activities, like sleeper caches. You can see we do have some blue loot on us here in our loot folder, okay? And you can see we did like 3 of these sites, 46 million ISK in these sites. You can have other options because you don't want to lock yourself. I can only do C3s and then do nothing else. So all that to say, you're going to be able to see our fits have auto targeters in the highs. But if you want to go into wormhole space, just take out the auto targeter for an expanded probe launcher. Hey, who knows? Maybe you can get some PvP opportunities in these lovely ships as well. Okay, let's dive into the fits. The first fit you're going to see is this lovely looking Jackdaw fit right here. I'll put this here so you can see stuff. We'll cover up the loot folder. I'm currently in a Class 2, Class 1 Pulsar, and I do 800 damage. Oh, I'm not in their mode anymore. The one I was just in, so not this one. I was in a Wolf Riot system, and I was doing 800 DPS with my Jackdaw. I was doing 800 DPS with my Jackdaw. So maybe prioritize those wormhole systems. Sounds like a great time. With this wormhole, with this Jackdaw, no matter what place you're in, if there's no system effect, you're going to be able to do just shy of 400 deeps, 320, 430 with your class, with your Tech 2 ammos. Let me head back to Jitta just a moment, chat. Okay, Eller, you can keep this in. People need to see the multitasking god. They need to see how we do things and what we get done. Oh my God, I am 41 jumps from Jitta. I don't know how this happened. I'm just gonna start driving. Okay, we're just gonna start doing it. Don't know how that happened. Here I go, chat. I took the wrong wormhole. I will not apologize. Here we go. We're gonna use Pochvin Express a little bit later. I will explain that in just a second. 430 DPS in this mode. We do have a single nanofiber to be able to go fast in propulsion mode. With the afterburner on in propulsion mode, you go sub 3. That's already a very big deal. Already a very big deal. Now your EHP is a little bit low in this ship, but that's okay, because what you're going to be able to do is absolutely nano to the target, do good damage, and your best offense is your offense in this case. Okay, you do a lot of damage, 430 with rockets out to 14, plenty of space. We turn those off because they're loud to be able to get this done. Really excellent stuff. You can always swap to tank mode and get 7k EHP. You can see we go up to 80%. That's why we're at half armor, because we were killing sleepers. And those sleepers took us out. Those sleeper battleships hit pretty hard we were able to take them down with everything said and done, and we were able to take those sleepers out as well. So Jackdaw, you're going to use the Tech 2 ammos. If you're having problems applying to the Ventures, because they move kind of fast, you could swap to the Navy ammo. We do have some Navy ammo in here for you, okay? You normally should use your Tech 2 ammos. So you're going to see us do a Class 3 site, and it was kind of more than kind of scary because the boss was hitting me with the system effect from the wormhole. So you're going to be utilizing your tank mode when you go to the final boss, and you're going to have to get closer. So notice you're only within 8 with Tech 2 ammo against the boss, and you do get to overheat these and get even more goodies coming in. Okay, so make sure that you overheat when you're against the boss to be able to survive, because he does hit pretty hard, and you'll be able to take him down. This damage I have is not from the boss, from the Crimson Harvest site, it's from the sleepers. So if I can tank sleepers, I can tank a freaking Squall, chat, for God's sake. So utilize the stance dancing. I cannot recommend enough the stance dancing. It absolutely is the reason why these were so much fun to play, and the ability to go in between these and warp around in your propulsion mode is pretty sick. Check this fit out in the description. Bring an MTU. You have the spaceport. G, I will talk to you soon, my friend. You can always send me a mail. Thank you. Bring an MTU because it's going to help you suck up all the loot. Bring paste. Oh my God, bring paste. We've used so much paste because we've just been overheating left and right. We definitely bring this paste. Ooh, and let's put these in the fit as well, because why not? Okay. We brought 200 paste. We're down to 124 just because those sleepers really were tough to hit with everything else going on. Okay. So the last thing we're going to talk about is the implants and the consumables. You are going to bring the, let's call them consumables that are for the activity you use. Okay. You can bring a Pyrolancy one for all the fits to increase your damage. You can bring a blue pill booster for your shield focused fits, and you can bring a synth crash booster for your missile focused fits. There's a lot of other implants out there, a lot of other consumables out there. So you can bring those, whatever ship you're going to fly, choose wisely. Let's talk about implants. We have a guided missile precision fit to be able to hit easier, missile projection, to hit further out, rapid launch to hit faster. And this is important. Don't take pods that are plus damage. Take pods that are rate of fire, because this DPS race on these mobs, if you hit them more times, you'll probably win the loot and won't go suspect with everything going on. Now, it's not as important in this area of space with class 3s because they're, suspect doesn't matter if you're in null, wormhole, all that other stuff, but you'll still be able to win the DPS race and just not have a suspect timer. That's always good. Call it a day. Easy peasy. Okay. The next one's CPU management. We have a -2 because we're only 2% under. If you need the -3, if you need 603 for CPU management, that's fine. Just take that instead. All good. And then finally, we do have a rocket damage modifier for slot 9. Pretty solid pod, pretty solid cost. Only about 220 million-esque for the whole thing, all in. Really good. Go do C3s. Go into wormhole space or other areas of space that have content opportunities, so you can scan stuff down and get some more stuff done for you. Let's talk about the Confessor. The Confessor is a favorite for this event, and why not? It does so great. Oh my goodness. And yes, you can bring the scanning and have the auto targeter, so you're going to be able to do the good stuff. We do in DPS mode. You're looking at 535 damage. You're going to outdamage everybody. And the effective HP is a little bit higher. We go back to defense mode and we go up to 7,600. The Confessor is going to be one of the best ships you can use for this activity, in my opinion. It is fantastic. And yes, you will be able to go do sleeper caches, sleeper sites with this and have a good time with it as well. You do have the built-in Corp probe launcher. Feel free to make this into whatever you would like. So you can go into wormhole space, Potchvin, other areas, and scan them down. And just as a quick note, since you're going to be taking out these T4 destroyers, you're going to want to try to fit the scanning probe on these guys, because they all have a buff that makes it super easy to fit scan and probe launchers. So what I recommend y'all do is you use this as like a forward operating thing where you do class 3s while you're scanning down the anomalies in the wormhole or in null, whatever. And then you have other ships that are able to go get hacking modules, other ships that are able to go into class 2s and be able to go take those out. Okay, so that's one of the main things, one of the main points about this. So let's talk about the Confessor specifically. Conflag, within 11, 530 in DPS mode. You have the Imperial Navy in case you have problems applying. but you won't. Scorch goes out to 25, plenty. MTU is good. The pod is very similar to the Jackdaw pod. We're not going to go over each and every one of these, okay? Pod's very similar. I do have a CPU management in there just in case you need it, but this is a tight fit. If you need more CPU, feel free to fit what you need and get it done. Keep on your active tank. Your cap's stable, so just leave it on. The afterburner is really there just to get within range of the Squall just in case. The rest of it is good to go. Pretty self-explanatory. Kill the Ventures, take them down, call it a day. This Confessor is going to be fantastic. Only 266 million S. You're going to do well. This one is the highest DPS of any of them. You're going to be able to absolutely out DPS and win the race against everybody else. Let's talk about the Svipul. The Svipul's weird. No way else to really tell you, okay? We have a slot for a rocket for some reason, okay? We actually have like one rocket thing up here. It's very, very strange. So this rocket launcher is going to do another like, I don't know, 18 DPS. We're going to use Navy ammo so we can get the most range out of it so we can make sure we hit it. Very strange. You're going to have problems with range with this because the Svipul is one of the only ships that does not get optimal range with its DPS mode. It gets tracking speed, damage, and targeting range. It's meant for being a ranged sniper. That's the main purpose of this, and that's not what this sight is. Pretty suboptimal. I gotta say, the Svipul is one of the worst ones for this. It only shoots out to 9K with hail. Now, we do bring barrage. Okay, barrage is gonna go out to 18, so that's fine. That's fine. But that you really want to win the DPS race with the hail, so that's kind of why you bring this. Your tracking's great, and your DPS is fantastic. You do 500 damage with this. Really great in damage mode. You have good heals. You have higher EHP, 667. So that's good. You can tank more, but you know, nowadays Logi T3, exactly, Hawk. You are correct with that. So you can do with the Svipul. You can. We have a pod in here that definitely helps you with the various things as well. MTU, paste, the whole shtick. This is one of the weaker ones with everything said. So definitely not worth the cost, up to 360 million-esque. We had to really pump up the cost to get this to work. I would, if you want to fly the Svipul, it's there for you, but I wouldn't do it if I were you. I would fly the Confessor or the Jackdaw or the Hecate. Let's talk about the Hecate. This, I love the ship. I love the ship. You're actually going to be running around in null ammo with optimal range blasters. Null blasters in DPS mode is going to be able to poke out to 12K. Yes, not void. Null is going to go out to 12 with a solid 400 damage. And then once the boss spawns, you're going to swap to tracking speed, swap to void, use the afterburner to close the distance. And then at 4,300 away, you're going to do 655 damage. You won't lose that race. I'll tell you that. This is also the ship I recommend if you want to go into dangerous areas of space, because if you go into wormhole space with a class 2 Wolf Riot, whatever the heck, this is going to go over 1,000 DPS. Somebody's going to try to gank you and you're going to look at them, sneeze, and they will cease to exist. It's going to be very funny, okay? Small amounts of active tank. You do have 6,300 EHP, a little bit higher than the Jackdaw. Switch to defense mode to get us a real good 8,800 into the tank. This one was a little bit tough to fit because of the CPU and the power grid. We are going to have a power grid implant and -6. The rest of this is capacitor, armor, guns, and guns. And there's another gun, whatever, somewhere. So it still has the MTU. You still have your null ammo for range against all of the ventures, and then your void for the boss. MTU, yes, we of course have the Navy ammo in there for the solid amounts of tracking, just in case you need it, chat. See, we want to include all different types of fits so that y'all can, no matter who you are, enjoy New Eden. And we're going to do this in space. We're going to show you how it goes and show you how we got this damage. Right now, let's show you how the Jackdaw fares in a class 3 in wormhole space right now. We're about to do some serious DPS with this. What's my damage right now? Let's take this. What's my damage? I'm doing... Oh, baby! We do 800 damage in a Jackdaw. Maybe do this in a wormhole. I'm just going to go on a limb and say maybe do this inside of a wormhole. Why this is, okay, let's go towards this. Let's orbit this. That is bananas. That is, we'll see you soon, chat. Why this is happening. We are in a class 2 Wolf Riot, and we have bonus damage to small weapon damage that affects our rockets. Excellent, ladies and gentlemen. Really good, really good. How should we do this? 14 km? No, we're good. What else do we got? Armor and ship signature radius. We're going to keep doing this. You know what I didn't do? I didn't mark the home wormhole. Oh, well. Oh, well, chat. I got so excited. We did not mark the home wormhole. That's how that is. So here we go, chat. Let's hit this. Let's drop this MTU right here. Right here. And we're just going to keep poking these. Oh, we're going to swap our guns, too. Let's turn this off. Turn this off. We do so much damage, y'all. Are you ready to kill everything before it even blinks? Look at this. Clap. Clap, clap. We're gonna alpha stuff off grid. Hecate would be absolutely sinister in this area. Very nice. We will save this as MTU. We will save this as MTU. Okay, whenever you drop an MTU in a wormhole, you want to save it. Every single time, baby. There is our Garmer. We are in a Class 3 site, ladies and gentlemen. A Class 3 site. We are going to be staring at our Jackdaw, getting some absolute cinema. With our Mitu coming in. There he is, chat. There he is. We did see a shuttle pop. And as you can see, we do want to leave these on. We're going to check if we're cap stable in just a moment as well. Are we cap stable with the stuff on? We are. So we just leave our heals on. We just leave our heals on. Jackdaw's going to look excellent. We do 800 damage. And the only thing, you got to keep on doing your D scans when you're in a wormhole space. You got to be very careful. Very careful of the wormhole. Any reason for afterburner? Because we're in a wormhole. What if we get bubbled? That is the main reason. Okay, and because we're in a Class 2 system, we're in a Wolf Riot system, we are absolutely burning through this. This might be the reason to do this in wormhole space. At least nothing cloaked to drop in. True, yes, we're going to be able to see if anything drops in because they're going to uncloak because of the accelerator at the front of this site, you know? So, and think about it like this. No cruisers. None of the nasty cruisers that can show up and kill me, right? No curses in this site. It's only T3 destroyers are the only things that can pop into this site. Let me look at this. Let me look at this while we keep alphaing Ventures and Garmers off grid. Are you kidding me? Is this a joke? Show me the Class 3 site. So look, ship restrictions, chat. Look, you can only take Navy frigates, interceptors, destroyers, Navy destroyers, interdictors. You can take an interdictor, expedition frigates because reasons, I guess, sure, whatever. And the big one that you can take, those command destroyers and tactical destroyers. So the most dangerous thing on grid here is going to be the tactical destroyers. Definitely, and completely. Let's keep our production going. So you can maybe get assaulted by some like assault frigates. Assault frigates would be kind of scary in this room. And a Tholos. Tholos, not memes, actually. Can a Tholos join? I think it can. So let's hit this Garmer with our 3 rockets and just so much damage coming out of this. We do 800 DPS. We are cap stable. We are just going to keep on poking all of these things. And we are not going to die. The only problem we will run into is if players hop on us, which is entirely possible. The way assault frigate will get shredded by a Jackdaw, I think you're correct. But it could out-tank, and a bunch of them could, right? There's always buddies. There's always friends that can do stuff. Look at these rockets showing up, doing it. How are we doing in the Mitu so far? A good, solid amount. Got a couple million in here. There's the Garmer. Let's lock this up. All right, some other tips while you're doing this. When you lock up the Garmer, if you press 1, you're going to see that when I have nothing locked, you're going to see that my guns are blinking. That means the first thing I lock immediately takes damage upon server tick. This is a really good note to immediately do damage when you're facing somebody. Let's reload these so I can show you in the next room. I'm going to lock up stuff, and you're going to see this is blinking. Watch. See how they're blinking? See how I have this cursor here too? The moment I lock up something, I can press escape to get rid of them, or I can right-click as well. Watch this Garmer. I'm going to do this, and look, they'll start shooting. Blop. That's one of, and now it's dead. So that's one of the ways we've been able to beat DPS races against some of these Navy frigates, against some of these Navy boys, because we can take this and immediately start applying damage, and we don't even have to wait for the server to do it. So how many of you did not know about this? Type 1 in chat. Type 1 in chat if you had no idea that you could do what I just showed you. I want y'all to see the stuff. I want y'all to get the goodies. That is an Orthrus coming in. We're going to give it our full respect. drop all of the rockets onto it, and just keep that going. We're going to turn off our route right here. This right here. Excellent stuff. So 101, there you go, chat. See, some of you didn't know, and that's fine. That's okay. We're all about trying to improve our our knowledge here. Our Eve knowledge. Same with the points. Nice, nice. Yes. There it is. And look, those, we shredded the Orthrus. We knew we would. When we theory crafted this out, we were doing we were doing 400 damage. We're doing almost 1,000 with this small Wolf Riot buff bonus coming in. I feel pretty safe, and knock on wood, in this site. Let me explain why. Because this is a site that has ship restrictions, I'm in the biggest ship that can enter this site right now. Okay. So the only thing that's going to be able to stop me is a bunch of T3 destroyers. But because I'm in a Jackdaw, if something jumps on me, I just warp off to a safe. Oh, I didn't make a save point. If we die, chat, that's going to be why. So nice Dragoon skin. Let's see if this is nice looking. Let's see if I like this Dragoon skin. I honestly see no difference from the base skin. Not gonna lie, I mean, Dragoon enjoyers, I'm sorry that I have just disrespected you, but I don't see a difference. So 12 million-isk. The prices are kind of skewed when you're in the wormhole. These boosters, chat, oh my gosh, we're gonna have to do a Crimson Harvest, like what to do after the Crimson Harvest guide. 337 out of 600, by the way, on this Crimson Harvest Class 3 site. We're gonna keep chilling. So can a cruiser warp in? Nope, a cruiser cannot be. Oh, sorry, cruisers can't even be in this wormhole. How do I find these areas? So they're in your probe scanner, and I recommend you go check out our new bro Crimson Harvest guide. This is a Jackdaw. This is a C3. This is one of the bigger Crimson Harvest sites. You're not going to be able to do this one. What you can do is you can do the C1 sites that we made an entire guide for you on. So definitely go do that. I think that's going to help you a bunch. Go watch our C1 guide. Am I in a small shattered? I think so. There's a crap ton of stuff on my overview. I can tell you that right now. So I'm in a very large freaking area. So let me keep getting our production going, because I like seeing the Jackdaw nice and spooled on the center there. I mean, look at this. This is hilarious. This is brain dead in a class 3. All that work, and we just happen to find a wormhole effect that hits this. So you can still do this site very easily with the 400 DPS that the Jackdaw has without being in a class 2 Wolf Riot system. Oh my goodness. A Hecate would be over 1,000 DPS in this site, just to be sure, chat. Just to be clear. Hecate would be shredding in this site. Imagine you have a Hecate here, dude. Where's the fit? I'm going to post the fit after. I did ideate the fit on stream. We're going to have this, it's going to be in the description of the YouTube video. We're going to have a whole guide on this. You're going to be able to get the fit if you're watching us live in just a moment. If you're on the VOD, you check the description. It'll be there. It's always free. We don't gate these fits. We just give me a little bit of time, and then we're going to give this out to you. So Kiki after spool is like 1,400 DPS nasty. So we do see the Orthrus coming in. So same deal. We're going to prioritize the Orthrus because they do newt us. We also see that we do have a good old-fashioned newt coming in from that Garmer. That's why we bring the Cat battery right there, because even though we rip through these guys, you don't want to lose all of your capacitor if they have a couple lucky newts on you, chat. Okay, you don't want to do that. So the only thing we don't have is the auto-targeter. So because we have a scanner, we do not have an auto-targeter, and that's fine. We just lose out on the easy. I have to keep manually locking up these ventures, but that's not a problem. I just keep left clicking. We just do so much damage, it doesn't matter. So even with the Orthrus, even with the Garmer, even with all of those ventures doing a ton of EM damage to me, we out-heal this. We out-heal this. So see you soon, Squiz. 070, my friend. Yes, sir. Squiz and his people are hunting me right now. Okay, they're right now. We have 531 stuff left. Let's see about it. I think I have the correct fitting as well, just from guesstimating for visible modules. I think Loru can link it in the in-game chat. Yeah, chat, why don't I just give it to you in the in-game chat? Okay, I will link it to you right here. This is my Jackdaw fit. I'll put it in the Loru Gaming in-game chat for you right now. I'll talk about them in just a second when we finish our guide. We're going to do a guide on this in just a moment, because this is doing so well. We're going to do a guide on it. Mobs have higher DPS in this wormhole too. That's a great question. I don't remember that. Do the mobs benefit from the Wolf Riot system? I bet they do. I bet you they do. I'm 90% sure that they also get those. Doesn't matter if I do all this DPS though. Not mattering in the slightest. Looks like the boss is about to spawn. This will be. Oh, we have a shuttle first. Oops, I did not mean to lock on to the Bajalgorn wreck. Okay, so let's just really quickly hit this shuttle. What's the range on our rockets right now? 14 km. Yeah, this is definitely going to be one of the stronger fits for this event. Just easy peasy hitting this stuff. Why don't you use the game audio to lock settings menu? What? I don't know what you mean. When the video is coming out, I'm going to need it. It's going to come out like tomorrow. It's going to come out very, very soon. Here it is, chat. Here it is. We've got the big boss coming in. Let's keep seeing how this is going. Let's orbit him at like 25. We're going to make sure that we are checking him out. We're going to keep orbiting him. We orbit a lot of damage coming in from this guy. We're going to orbit him, chat. We're going to orbit this guy at like 10 because we're at half shield. So let's go to let's overheat our stuff. And we might actually have to go to Yowzer. We're going to go to shield thing here. We're going to go to shield mode and we're going to overheat our stuff. We're going to overheat our stuff because I turned off my multi-spectrum. Can you believe it, chat? We turned it off. We're going to overheat everything here because he does a ton of damage too as well. Nasty. So look, if you're having trouble, go into your tank mode. Don't panic. Overheat your stuff. This is why we bring paste. We're doing a lot less DPS here, but that's all right. And look, we're actually missing with our rockets. We're missing with our rockets because I'm not in range. Oh my God, chat. So I'm actually going to include this. I'm going to include this in my video so you all see this. So look at how necessary the afterburner is. Let's like turn this off. Let's turn off the overheating just because we're ready to go. We are not hitting him because of our stuff. Look at that. Wow, dude. Wow, dude. That was, this is a good feature of good, bad examples, what not to do when you're in this site. I am including this. I am including this because we were missing most of our stuff. Yowzer. Look at how needed the afterburner was to get back in range. Look at how needed that was. We're going to repair all of our modules, chat. We're going to repair. It's going to use 14 paste. We're going to do that. We're going to turn on propulsion mode to go a little bit faster. Let's repair this as well. Wow. So look, what did I do wrong there? First thing I did wrong was I did not get within range of him of my rockets. I orbited him too far. I orbited him at 10 and I only have 8K. That's not correct because I went into tank stance. In DPS stance, we have more range. There it is, chat. There it is. There it is. There it is. And I messed up, or have to remember when you're stance dancing, when you're doing the various stancey things, you have to remember to mess with your range and adapt. I don't know. Like you have to remember not to mess up your range. Okay. So good stuff. Good stuff. Let's keep this on. Let's keep this going. We're back. That was a solid 60 something million-esque. Very good. No real rare stuff here. That was really good. The only reason we had a problem with that was because we messed up. Everything else was good to go. Everything else was good to go. The Squall orbits at 14K. So how to do that last room is to keep him close with the Tech 2s, swap to tank stance if you need, and make sure that you're using Tech 2 ammo. Don't use faction ammo on the boss. Use Tech 2s. And then you can overheat your stuff, and then you're good to go. No worries. So is this worth it to do? 1000%. This is pathetically worth it to do. You can take this into wormholes. You can take this into low sec. You can take this into null sec. Pochfin. These are all over the place. You could find these and get it done. Enjoy the T3 destroyers in the Crimson Harvest Class 3 sites. If you want more Crimson Harvest guides, check out this playlist right here. All the fits are going to be there for you, including more C3 guides coming out. Let's check it out. And sub right here for the best of guides. We'll see you in the next video. Thanks very, very much.